by design here, I have this really fun little way to use up tiny leftover scraps from a collection. I am working with Carta's Halloween market. And I had all these little, you know how you trim and you get these little strips left over. And I've cleaned these up so they're all 1/4 inch wide, but they're varying lengths. And then I have a 5x5 square. You can use any cardstock, it doesn't matter. So basically what you're going to do is cover this entire panel with your adhesive, and you can use a tape gun, you can use an adhesive sheet, you can use whatever you like. I'm using my Dries Clear adhesive, and I'm just laying down a generous amount of adhesive. Then I've taken these strips, I've inked them all with Black Soot Distress, and I'm going to build this on the diagonal. So my first strip is going to go down just like this. Then I want to take this cute plaid and butt that up against it and do another piece of that right here to kind of keep it a little bit symmetrical. Then this little, I'm going to do this one shorter because I think I can cut a piece off the side and use it again on the top so I can stretch this out. So I think I should be able to come up here and use this piece up here. And then we just got our little corners, and for that I'm going to cut this piece into smaller strips and just fill in our corners. And here's what we do now. Once we've got this the way we like it, we're going to come in with our cutting tool, lay it face down, line it up, and cut. Cut all those little edges off. Cut a little deep on that one. I'm going to take this one over just a little bit too. So now look, we've got this really cool kind of quilted patchwork background. Now you can come in with your distress ink again and go around all these cut edges. Just like that. And then if you want to, you can stitch this up on your sewing machine. You can leave it just as it is. You can put a sheet of vellum over it to make it look spooky. You can add, you know, stitching with a pen, whatever you want to do, but you've got this great base. And then this mats on this, and then this mats on a 5.5 by 5.5 card. And look what you've done. You've used up all these really cool scraps. So what if you have a different size scrap? Okay, so what I have now are all these little 1 1/4 inch squares left over from those strips. And I cut another 5 by 5 square of my black cardstock. I inked all the edges. I took my ruler and I measured over to the 2.5 inch, which is the halfway mark for 5, if I remember my fractions from 3rd grade. And then I lined my ruler up there and came down and made a mark at 2.5. Turned it, did the same thing to create a center point in my card. And then I measured out 5/8 of an inch from that. So I know where to place my first 1.25 inch tile. And this doesn't have to be completely precise. You'll see why as we go along. But again, this is just another fun way to create a, actually I'm going to put my adhesive directly on my cardstock. It just saves so much time overdoing each little piece. Now, if you're going to stitch on your machine, you might not want to do it that way because in my experience, sewing machines and liquid glue are not good buddies. But got this approximately in the center. And then just come in and start laying out what I'm calling tiles. And you're just going to build this. I'm going to go down the diagonal first. And I'm going to create kind of a pattern, but that's not necessary. You can do this any way you want to. And just lay these in. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing. Place this on our tool. We're going to line it up. And trim off the edges. Look how cute that is. Now you can come into the center with something that you want to be your focal point, like one of these ephemera pieces. Put it in the center and then build everything around it. You can put a die cut doily down there, but this is just a great way to use up those itty bitty little scraps to create a background for your cards. So that's it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. I'll be sharing the finished cards on my blog at kathybydesign.com. Thanks for joining me. Happy Halloween and happy crafting. Bye.